looking for Alaska. Before 136 days before, the week before I left my family in Florida and the rest of my minor life to go to boarding school in Alabama, my mother insisted on throwing me a going away party. To say I had low expectations would be underestimate the matter dramatic. Although I was more or less forced to invite all my school friends. I the right type bunch of drama people and English geeks. I sat with my social necessity in cavernous cafeteria of my public school. I knew the outcome. Still, my mother persevered. I was in the delusion that I had kept my popular secret from her all these years. She cooked a small mountain of art cooked dip. She fastened our living room in green yellow streamers, the colors of my new school. She bought 2 dozen champagne poppers and placed them around the edges of our coffee table. And when that fatal Friday came and my packing was mostly done, she sat with my dad and me on the living room couch at the 4:56 p.m. and patiently waited the arrival of the goodbye to Miles Cavalry. Said Cavalry consisted of exactly 2 people: Mary Lancel, a tiny blonde with rectangular glasses, and her chunky, to put it least charitable, boyfriend, Will. "Hey, Miles," Mary said as she sat down. "Hey," I said. How was your summer?" Will asked. "Okay, yours?" "Good. We did Jesus Christ Superstar. I helped you with the sets. Mary did the lights," said Will. "That's cool. I know Nolan and that about is also a conversational topic. I'm gonna have a question about Jesus Christ Superstars. Except that one, I didn't know what it is. And 2, I didn't care to learn. And 3, I never really silent small talk. My mom, however, can talk small for hours, and she standed the awkwardness by asking that about the chase schedule and how the show had gone, and whether it was success. "Is it why you want to leave, Miles?" Mom asked. I mulled it over for a moment, careful not to look at her. "Oh no," I said. "Well, why then?" she asked. This was not the first time she had posed the question. Mom was not particularly keen on letting me go to boarding school and had me to make strict of it.
"Because of me?" my dad asked. He had attended Culver Creek, the same boarding school to which I was headed, as had both of his brothers and all of their kids. I think he liked the idea of me following on his footsteps. My uncles had told me stories about how famous my dad had been on campus for having simultaneously raised hell and aced all his classes. That sounded like a better life than the one I had in Florida. But no, I wasn't because of that. Not exactly. "Hold on," I say. I went into Dad's studio and found his biography of François Rabelais. I like reading biographies of writers, even if, as was the case with Monsieur Rabelais, I never read any of their actual writing. I flipped to the back and found the highlighted quote. "Never use a highlighter in my books," my dad had told me 1,000 times. But how else are you supposed to find what you are looking for? "So, this guy," I said, standing in the doorway of their living room. François Rabelais, he was this poet, and his last words were, "I go to seek a great perhaps. That's why I'm going, so I don't have to wait until I die to start seeking a great perhaps." And that quieted them. I was after a great perhaps, and they knew as well as I did that I wasn't going to find it with the likes of Will and Mary. I sat back down the couch between my mom and my dad put his arms around me, and we stayed there like that, quiet on the couch together for a long time, until I seemed okay to turn on TV, and when we ate artichoke dip for dinner and watched the Easter Channel, and as going away parties go. It certainly could have been worse. 128 days before. Florida was plenty hot, certainly, and humid too. Hot enough that your clothes stuck to you like scotch tape, and sweat dripped like tears from your forehead into your eyes. But I was only hot outside, and generally I only went outside to walk from one air-conditioned location to another. This did not prepare me for the unique sort of heat that one encountered 15 miles south of Birmingham, Alabama, at Culver Creek Preparatory School. My parents' SUV was parked in the grass just a few outside my dorm room, room 43. But each time I took just few steps to and from the car, unload what now seemed like far too much stuff. The sun burned through my clothes and into my skin with a vicious ferocity that made me genuinely fear hellfire. Between mom and dad and me, it only took a few minutes to load the car, but my air-conditioned dorm room, although blazed out sunshine, was only modestly colored. The room surprised me. With a picture plush carpet, wood-paneled walls, Victorian furniture, aside from one luxury, a private bedroom, I got a box with cinder block walls coated thick with layers of white paint and green and white checkered linoleum floor. The place looked more like a hospital than the dorm room of my fantasies. I bunked bed of unified wood with vinyl mattresses was pushed against the room back window. The desk and dressers and bookshelves were all attached to the walls in order to prevent creative floor planning and no air conditioning. I sat on the lower bunk while mom opened the trunk, grabbed a stack of the biographies my dad had agreed to part with, and placed them on bookshelves. I can't pack, Mom, I said. My dad stood. He was ready to go. Let me at least make our bed, Mom said. No, really. I can do it. It's okay. Because you simply cannot drop these things for forever. At some point, you just pull off the band-aid and it hurts, but it's over and you are alive. God, we'll miss you, Mom said suddenly, stepping through the minefield of suitcases to get to the bed. I stood and hugged her. My dad walked over, too, and we formed a sort of huddle. It was too hot, and we were too sweaty for the hug to last terribly long. I knew I ought to cry, but I lived with my parents for 16 years, and a trial separation seemed overdue. Don't worry, I smiled. Is I gonna learn how to talk right Southern? Mom laughed. Don't do anything stupid, my dad said. Okay. No drugs, no drinking, no cigarettes. As an alumnus of Culver Creek, he had done the things I had only heard about. The secret parties, streaking through hayfields. He always whined about how it was all boy back then. Drugs, drinking, and cigarettes. It had taken him a while to kick smoking, but his badass days were now well behind him. I love you, they both blurted out simultaneously. It needed to be said, but the words made the whole thing horrible, uncomfortable, like watching your grandparents kiss. I love you too, I will call every Sunday. Our rooms had no phone lines, but my parents had requested I be placed in a room near one of Culver Creek's 5 payphones. They hugged me again, Mom and Dad, and it was over. Out the back window, I watched them drive the winding road off campus. I should have felt a gooey sentimental sadness, perhaps, but mostly I just wanted to cool off. So I grabbed one of the desk chairs and sat down outside my door in shade of the overhanging eaves, waiting for a breeze that never arrived. The air outside sat as still and oppressive as the air inside. I stared out over my new digs, 6 one-story buildings, each with 16 dorm rooms, were arranged in an hexagon around a large circle of grass. It looked like an oversized old motel. Everywhere, boys and girls hugged and smiled and walked together. I vaguely hoped that someone would come up and talk to me. I imagined the conversation. Hey, is your fish here? Yeah, I'm from Florida. That's cool, so you are used to the heat? I wouldn't be used to this heat if I were from Hades. I joke. I make a good first impression. Oh, he's funny. That guy Miles is a riot. That didn't happen, of course. The things never happened like I imagined them.